All right, guys. I'm back after all these years. Garfield, the out of Rando practice, along with Snowbear22, and yeah, we're back for another weekly. We've got Eastern, Gamer, Medic, and Fire. Should be a good race. I couldn't really predict the victor here. I think this will be a close one. So yeah, looking forward to a good randomizer. We've got well, we have a card with a nice Pokemon goal in the middle, so who knows how this one's gonna go. Yeah, I think we might as well just get started, I guess.
Perfect, thank you very much. And so it looks like our technical issues have been solved today. So this will be exciting, and the countdown will be off in just a bit.
Let's make sure these guys are ready to go.
So if you're new to the randomness scene, or the Cinco bingo, the goal is to get 5 bingos. So you'll see them all do all sorts of stuff to try to get the goals. So the runners are getting ready, and the countdown is starting.
Alright, it should be underway whenever. You predict that I will win? Oh man. Well, somebody's going to be doing Garth strats. I've been spoiled. Spoilers, guys. Someone's doing Garth strats, so maybe they'll win through me. I hope not.
Well,
they better not.
We'll see. I think the starters will be a doozy. So let's just pray my ROM is, well, let's just hope that my ROM meets the card. I know I've been getting a lot of flack lately for that, so we'll see.
So everyone set their date, set themselves to daytime, except Easton. So he's going to need a different way to get a level 30 Pokemon. Third level 30 Pokemon.
It looks like most of them set it for Sunday, but not for
Okay, spoilers. Looks like one of the starters might be. Oh, several of the starters.
All 3 of them are on.
Oh, all 3 of them. Okay. This is interesting. All right then. All right. Well.
So, as you guys can see, we already have quite the divergence.
I'm a little surprised that 2 of them went for Tangela, but I guess because. Well, I guess for the point of view of... I guess that's the hardest Pokemon goal to get, and it's also in the corner. Electabuzz, like...
Oh, wait. We have somebody who reset! Oh!
Reset.
Huh.
Well... I mean, I was going to say that Electabuzz seems like it might be the best main out of all of them, but the release starter is on the card, so that's probably not too much of a concern. Probably more important to get that corner goal. But we've got a Gamer sticking with Slowking here. Slowking, I mean, the thing with Slowking is, as its name implies, it's pretty slow, so...
But you know, it's pretty bulky.
It is pretty bulky, so at least if you can't run on the first turn, you're probably not going to die and get sent back to the lab. Tangler, you could see that happen to Tangler if it gets hit by a strong fire move, so... Yeah, as long as it can survive until they get Pokeballs, it'll be fine.
So I think the reason why most of them chose Tangela is because I believe their rival will have Electabuzz, thus giving them 2 one kind of stage choices rather than Poliwrath Slowking, where you can choose up to, well, 3 besides the basic besides what's on the card, so you can evolve into it.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty likely you'll get. Yeah, you have a lot of options for. Well, I guess either one really, but. Yeah, I think the corner goal is a factor because it gives you a possibility of 3 bingo lines.
But the only difference is you have to be careful that one of the lines is involving TM20, which is a random TM, so you may not get that.
Well, none of the lines are guaranteed. I don't think. Well, I mean, I didn't factor in these Pokemon goals, but.
It'll be definitely interesting, though.
Even with one of these Pokemon goals.
I do think that it'll be good and interesting to see what they all do.
So we got Medic catching a Persian. We got a Charizard with was that a Charizard with Sweet Sense on Fireside there?
I didn't quite catch what it has, but I'm gonna suppose so. Wait, that is. It's got Sweet Scent. Not really a good attacker, but Sweet Scent helps.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, well, that's something at the very least. Breed strats for Charmeleon? Never gonna see it. I think I might be a bit behind you, actually. Let me see if I can refresh the restream.
That's okay. I mean, I'm taking the direct streams myself, so I might be seeing it a little bit sooner than you.
Oh, okay then. That makes sense. So I didn't see what the Persian had, but Persian's not, well, it's not the strongest of Pokemon, so you probably want to find something a little better than Persian, no matter what it has.
Well, regardless, it doesn't seem to have either 4 non-damaging TM moves or Protect, Detect, Endure, so we'll have to see about that. But it looks like Medic just caught the Charizard.
The Charizard, yeah. So it doesn't look like anyone's got anything that good yet.
But here we get to see what the Electabuzz had as, I guess, Gamer is going against him. And I was wrong. I didn't realize that the Slowking was going to be facing the Electabuzz.
So Vileplume had, what was it? Tri-Attack, Zap Cannon, Fury Swipes. It's not really the greatest moveset I've ever seen. It doesn't learn anything by level up either. Well, I think it learns like one move late. So probably want to find, probably not the Pokemon you want to go for. Was that? Oh, Persian has Headbutt. Oh, that's interesting. We can see the potential for some nice Headbutt strats, perhaps. That could be good.
Well, that's nice. And then we see that I guess Slowking has is giving them quite the hard time. But you know, losing to Rival 1 is actually not a big problem because regardless of whether you win or lose, you get healed, and you're not losing that much money in the first place.
Yeah, as long as you get something that can take that on better for the next time you face the rival, it's alright. But it looks like they might be trying to win with Charizard, get a few levels, maybe get a better move.
Well, we see Gamer passing up on Garfstrat, so who knows about that?
Oh no. I mean, I'm supporting Gamer now because he threatened Garfstrat, but he backed out. Seeking, huh? I mean, on a personal level, I hate Seeking, but but it could be good. Got a decent attack.
Absolutely.
But he passes it up. Fire is going for the Route 46 play, as is Gamer. And yeah, Fire is able to just use that Sweet Scent to get those quick encounters. Wait, Charizard's here too? What the heck?
He's everywhere, man.
Meanwhile, Headbutt strats on Medic's end. What level? Level 10 Pineco. What kind of randomizer?
You never know.
Jeez, it's looking pretty dry in terms of good mains at the moment.
Well, let's see. We see Fire going for Route 46.
Oh, there it is. Flipping, I knew it. He said he'd do Garth strats. Oh, we got Meryl though. That's at least something that can evolve into Azumarill, so he'll want to catch this.
And it looks
even
like,
if he's not going to main switch.
And it does look like though Easton did go through those Gamer strats as you're saying, and it was actually the Helix
Actually completely useless. What a surprise!
You're right, because we already found that. Although it could have been on the card, just saying.
Well, it wasn't, so terrible idea. I hope Easton loses. I mean, it's a good moveset on Meryl, but this is a Pokemon with 20 base special attack, so it's not really something you want to run with, I don't think, even with a moveset like that.
I think we're still on a search for a main. We'll see if anybody goes to Dark Cave, perhaps, or even maybe Route 32 or Route 36, or even Gasp, Ruins of Elf. You never know when someone's gonna pull that off.
What's this rival Garth? Fire's doing Garth strats too. He named his rival Garth. This is a warning to me. I know he's gonna do it. Oh man.
Here it goes. Oh look, a Hitmonchan. That's a really good possibility of being a main if it has some physical attacks. But it has Sacred Fire.
Well, this is you know, this
an
is
icy
a trainer,
wind.
so he's not this is the first youngster. What was it? This is Joey, isn't it? This guy. So
I believe so. Yes. Actually,
so
actually no. Joey has the
Encore. Oh,
phone
Encore. Never
call.
mind. Slowking's runnable. My favorite.
Oh,
my favorite move.
Perfect. Yes, that's right. It is.
Shame you have to release it if you want that goal.
If you want, you could always catch a separate one.
I guess.
Although,
Oh, Water. Ho, ho, ho. Whoa, okay, this is big then. This is huge right here. Medic finding Water in the headbutt tree. That is the center goal.
and it's got Bubble Beam.
And it's got Bubble Beam. Okay, well that is huge. That is massive. Well, Medic's just got himself a really big advantage over the other racers.
Looks like there's a T-Tar in that first trainer and Charmander, but man, T-Tar could be something interesting. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Charmander is at least some nice info. But yeah, Water Portal on the headbutt tree. Hoo-hoo, very nice.
Let's see what Medic's naming his rival. Ah, so he's naming it weekly. Very classy. My favorite is always to name the rival either question marks or who I'm going against. Oh my goodness, is that a Suicune?
Yeah, Suicune there, Tyranitar there, and it's like...
I think the Tyranitar was on the
trainer. Yeah, okay,
trainer.
Tyranitar was the trainer, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you
Oh,
never.
a stab Megahorn on Yanma. That's interesting. Okay, well, it's suddenly got a lot. It's got dual stab now, I guess. What is Yanma's attack stat like? I don't even know.
I can go check. All I think is it's not very good, but give me a moment to figure that out.
It's one of those Pokemon I've kind of, you know, generally.
Well, its attack stat is 65 and its special attack is 75.
Oh my
so
goodness.
it's really not good. It's a speedster with speed of 95, but it's really not something you want to be running.
I mean, it's got great. That moveset is really good for Yanma, but Yanma's just not very good. It's got a lot of weaknesses. It doesn't have great stats. Yeah.
I don't know if that middle goal is actually free. I mean, you gotta have information, but I mean, to get it with the headbutt, that's by no means free. If actually, that's a very sneaky way of getting it.
Well, we have Charmander info, don't we? So
well, we don't know quite where that is though. So that's.
We don't know where that is yet. It could be unobtainable.
But you know, it's still a very somewhat fair assessment. But I still think it's quite amusing that we had all three starter Pokemon on the board.
I'm not really sure why Medic is continuing to headbutt. I think he's gotten a lot of the value you can get. I say that you get some Mischievous. I mean that could be okay, I suppose.
Well, it's got Mind Reader, so it's got at least one non-damaging TM move.
Yay.
There's the Wartortle info,
okay.
so I think it is in fact free.
Just run into Wartortle on walking around. Where is Gamer now anyway?
We'll find out as soon as he catches it.
I'm having trouble sort of keeping track of where everybody is, but we'll see where he is as soon as.
He is in
he
Sprout
pops out.
Tower. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not. Yeah, okay.
That's a pretty low encounter rate, but he's got, of course, the Sweet Center.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not somewhere. It's not somewhere that people will necessarily just run into these things. But I mean, if they get Wartortle info, then at least it seems pretty obtainable.
So, for those who are just joining in, the Garfstrat Pokemon was in fact Ammonite, which was on Route 30. So, no new info that way. Well, that's a good point in for the pain. You know, it could be that he did, but I would imagine he was probably thinking maybe it's he did headbutt, but it's really hard to tell. But wow, is that a Mankey that's also in Sprout Tower?
Wow, this is pretty good. Wow, geez, game is getting a lot of value out of this place.
Oh, that was even on the first floor. So for those who are a little bit new, Sprout Tower actually has two different encounter tables. So there's an encounter table for all the other floors, and that for all the floors except for the top, and then there's a separate one for just the top.
Well, I mean, it's just the one. It's just the one floor before the top where you get encounters. It's just a bit confusing because you go up and down a bunch of stairs. But yeah, like this bottom floor that Gamer's on right now, you can't get encounters here.
Oh, and look at that! Fire's got a Dodrio, so that's always a good one. That's always a good one to look at. But my luck with them has not been very good.
Dodrio's got, you know, great attack, great speed, and you can get like a guaranteed headbutt TM, so you'll get a good move on it at the very least, and you've got a pretty decent chance of having a good move on it because there's a lot of normal moves out there. But we'll see. I don't know if he's I didn't. It's too hard to keep track of everybody. I don't actually know what the Dodrio has yet. Well, but he called it my main, so presumably he's planning on showing it.
We'll find out. But either way, this is always the exciting part. We'll see. It'll all kind of sort out once they get past maybe the first gym or so.
We got Jinx info on Faulkner, so.
Oh, and Dunsparce.
Very nice.
Shout out to Dunsparce.
Why?
Because it's a cool Pokemon.
Hey, it's alright.
Although it's not on the card today, as far as I can tell, so.
Yeah. I mean, 100. Even with Yanma's not great attack, you know, a move of Megalorn's powers, it's going a long way for Eastern at the moment.
Oh, and here we have. Oh, it's got Tri-Attack, Mega-Kick, and Aurora Beam. So it's got two.
Oh, Tri-Attack, not
so
bad.
So Tri-Attack on that is really good, but it looks like he got sort of unlucky and got burned. So, resorting back to Aurora Beam.
Okay.
Although this is super exciting, seeing all the different mains, but it looks like Easton's gonna stick with his Yanma, while we have Gamer and Medic sticking with Wartortle, and then we have Fire with the Dodrio.
Yeah, I think Medic's convinced by the Wartortle just because, I mean, it's high level for now, but it's, you know, not being fully evolved, it's not going to have the greatest stats.
I mean, that's true, but I think it's the best out of all we've seen.
I mean,
it's the best of all the stuff we've seen so far. Although
it's cool how they're all using different things though. I mean, usually you have like at least, you know, you have at least especially when you have four different people racing. Very rare that you have all of them just going completely different routes.
But, you know, that's the beauty of this. You know, ever since we started getting these weekly ROMs back on, we've been seeing all sorts of interesting stuff pop up.
Yeah, Eastern is just going full blitz right now, whereas Gamer is like the reason you want to come up here for Flash is because of the 4 non-TM, non-damaging moves goal, because Flash counts as a.
But it also gives you levels as well.
Well, but I don't think you'd just come up here unless you got walled in the gym. Otherwise,
Well, you have to remember that Gamer got his War Turtle at level 5 rather than level 10 that Medic got it. So he's doing it for, I think, some of the. I think it's sort of right now a dual purpose.
yeah. I mean, I guess these guys got pretty low level mains. I don't know. Even so, I'm not sure I would. I'm not sure I would go for this. You know, if the Pokemon was non-TM, non-damaging moves wasn't on the card. It's
Absolutely.
in a good spot. It's in a good spot as well. It's on a diagonal, so
I mean,
potential bingos with that.
I mean, absolutely. You're totally right with that. So I mean, it's hard to know what to do, but that's why everyone's got different strats. And so we have our games being blessed today, as you mentioned. You guys got the lovely audio there. Although I wonder where that Raikou is that Fire is fighting, because that might be a potential main switch if it's a wild Pokemon.
Yeah, Raikou is. It's like this is the Elder's ace Pokemon here.
Oof.
And it's got high power crunch as well, so yeah, it's not the easiest to take out with these.
You know, Elderly
Well, I mean,
oh no, sorry, go on.
No, I wasn't really saying anything important. You keep going.
Well, no, I'm just saying Elderly, in my experience, is pretty brutal. I mean, level 10 at the start, and he's got 3 pokes, so it's really easy for him to wall you.
Yeah, I mean, Medic was able to get through. Not Medic, Fire rather. Fire was able to get through by actually freezing it and just whittling it away with Meryl. So he managed to get through that way. I'm not sure if he would have managed to get through otherwise, because it looks like he was getting messed up a bit. But yeah, it looks like they're both going to get through the Elder.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to help us out a little bit with these, because it's so hard to catch all the action with all 4 screens.
Yeah,
but...
so Easton just picked up a gold berry, and it was the last item in Union Cave. So I imagine that everyone will get that now that they've seen it marked. They'll probably just not skip any items from until they get it.
I wonder how many will pick up the TM though, because that's a little bit out of the way, but it might be something. It might even be TM20, but I think because you did bark it, they'll know that it's not.
Well, I mean, even so, nobody's got a fantastic main right now, really. I mean, I say that Easton's Yanma's putting in work. It's just that. I mean, it's looking good now, but you gotta wonder if it's going to be powerful enough to get him through the game. It'll depend on what he comes across.
Absolutely, but it looks like on Fire's side we have him fighting a Mew, which is, I believe, also on the card. So we'll see if he can catch it. Although it looks like it's got some good moves. At least it's got Bone Meringue. So if this wasn't so low level, it might be even able to be main switched to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Fire's committed to the Dodrio or not. Jeez, everything is on this floor. What the heck? It's like this is the same floor we found Jinx and Mankey. Jinx, Mankey, and Mew all on the same floor of Sprout Tower.
Wait.
Crazy.
Jinx is on the Sprout Tower floor, or is that on the gym?
Oh, sorry, not Jinx. What was it that was on that floor?
It was the Wartortle.
Yeah, that was it. The Wartortle. My bad.
It's all good. We're getting so many different goals popping up all at once, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, like what the heck, guys? I mean, it's exciting seeing. It's cool seeing everyone basically doing completely different things, but it's a nightmare to try and keep track of it.
You can blame me for that one. I made today's card and ROM, so you can blame me for that.
Well, I mean, it's just having 4 different racers.
but I'm amazed at how much work this Yanma is doing. I mean, as you're saying, I mean, it's got a moveset, but you know, it's a fragile one. But
It's
I
the
mean,
kind of thing where it just takes one, one big wall, and then you're like, what do I do with this thing? Because like, he's kind of, well, he can kind of hit steals, I guess, with Thunder, but like if he gets a steel type if he faces a steel type with a move that's strong against Yanma, he could be in trouble.
and look at this, Entei being fished up. Now that is a
Okay.
main switching, if I can see anything about that.
Alright,
If it's got a good moveset, that is. It looks like a fire is committed to his Dodriel. Ooh, Spore, Sledge Bomb, Twin Needle, Psybeam. Now that is a moveset. Although he's of course teaching it Stab Thunder. So,
well, it's not Stab Thunder.
well, this is. Oh wait, sorry, it's Entei, right? Not Raikou.
Yeah, not Raikou. Yeah, I mean.
But I think that
I
means
guess,
now we have all 4 runners with different mains, though. Finally.
Yeah, I mean it's just like steel seems to be a problem for like for this Entei as well potentially, but it is a little stronger than Yanma, so.
Well, it's got
I
Thunder, so Thunder can help against steel types, except for Steelix.
Yeah, just hope you don't run into that Steelix, I guess. Well, the way the movesets work is that the Pokemon they learn a move at like the same levels that they would, in vanilla, but the moves they learn, the moves they learn at those levels are randomized.
Also, all pokes do start with 4 moves, regardless of what level they have. So potentially for things like Abra before level 16, it will still have 4 moves.
And as far as TMs go, every Pokemon can learn every TM in this race. So
And-
you don't have to worry about coming across a TM like, oh, that's a really good move, and like, oh, I can't learn it. There's no worries there. TM compatible. They can just learn any TM and any HM as well.
The other part of it that's really exciting is that all the TMs themselves are randomized, except for the ones that are given to you by the trainers. So, or not by trainers, by a person directly. So the effect field. So for example, if you find a TM28 which is Dig, that is actually going to still be Dig because it has a field effect, as well as TM12 being Sweet Scent.
I suppose if Medic did get walled, he does at least have Spore, which he can use to just buy some time. So it probably won't end up being too bad no matter what he comes across.
But yeah, we have everyone going all sorts of ways, so this is exciting. We have Easton in the gym already, so he took the left twin and left side. We'll see if anyone takes any other path. I mean, I personally like going right twin, right side, because nobody else really does that. I picked that up from Paradox, but it's an interesting thing, because if you're new to this, the twins actually have 2 different sets. So depending on which twin you hit, it hits 2 different sets of Pokemon. So you'll have noticed that actually in the base game itself, because they're programmed as 2 different trainers, and the order of which Pokemon they send out is depending on which twin you actually talk to.
Yeah, so it just basically treats them as, yeah, like you say, 2 completely different trainers. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could say, well, if you go right twin, and the standard strat is to go left twin and then go to the left, just because, well, it's just the fastest way to do it. But yeah, like you say, you get different info. But I kind of tend to think that you might as well just keep going to the left because.
Well, the left side is quicker because there's less Pokemon you're dealing with it. But on the other side, on the other hand, you're dealing with people with getting the same information. So, you know, it's a kind of a trade-off. Do you want to kind of take a risk of going solo, or do you want to do kind of the quicker method? right?
Well, anyway, I didn't. I I feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff here. I didn't see what the TM was that Easton got, for example. But well, he's not teaching it right away, so presumably it wasn't anything that great.
Yeah.
I think Easton would be looking for, maybe a good, like, something to take on. Like if he runs into Steelix, he's basically has no answer at the moment for it. Well, he has. Wait, does he have Dig on his moveset? I might have missed him getting that. So actually, that's all right, I suppose. Yeah, he does have Dig. Okay, so he can kind of deal with steals. I mean, I guess his moveset's all right actually in terms of coverage.
It's always hard, but at least it looks like everyone now has finally picked up the last item. It looks like Gamer was wise to figure out that it was the last item in Union Cave.
Yeah, I mean, Everstone or Goldberry can be a bit of a troll goal. You can get a Goldberry by getting third in the bug catching contest, but sometimes it can be really difficult to get third in the bug catching contest. And Everstone's second, yeah. So second or third. I mean, it seems like it should be. It seems like it should be. Oh, it shouldn't be too difficult, but it really depends on what Pokemon show up in the bug catching contest. It can be a really annoying goal to get.
Excellent. So let's just make sure, just do a quick shout out to all the 4 runners out here, and of course my co-commentator here, Garf. So please give them all a follow. You can also give me a follow as well if you want. And then also you have for those who are interested in wanting to join in the races, there's usually someone around at all times of the day, and so you can just we have that link for the Discord, and you can join in and even get some help. So please feel free to join us if you want. I mean, our slots are open for the racing, and we're going to be doing this every week as much as we can.
I'm talking about things that wall people. I mean, that Omanite could have that Omastar. That's a type combination that's Fire doesn't really have an answer for, but luckily he froze it with Tri-Attack, so that works out. And it was lower leveled anyway, not really too much of a problem. But you can just kind of muscle through it with the level advantage he has.
What I'm excited for is looking at what Easton's doing. So let's see if looks like Easton's actually skipping some of the hidden items on the side and avoiding taking Headbutt. So we'll see if that makes a difference. And it looks like most of them have repelled through the forest. So we'll see if we're lucky to see if any encounters, if at all.
There's not really much reason to pick up items at this point. Well, yeah, I mean, the items that are left on the bingo board, there's guaranteed ways of getting them. Like Mystic Water is in Cherry Grove, King's Rock is in Slowpoke Well, and the experience share you can get by trading in the red scales with Mr. Pokemon. So the only real reason you want to pick up items is in case you get a nice. Well, you can get like things like you can still get good items, of course. You can get Master Balls. You can get things like full restores. You can get things that can sell for a lot of money.
There's always Sacred Axes and Slowpoke Tails.
Yeah.
Although my favorite one is the Berserk Gene. That's one that you don't see very often, but it always seems to pop around, that meme gene. For those unaware, the Berserk Gene is actually a held item that it gives your own Pokemon the swagger effect, so it confuses it at the start of the battle and also raises its attacks 2 stages. Oh, what's that? Looks like Easton's fighting that other trainer. I think it's for the phone number. That's a trainer that a lot of people just tend to avoid, regardless.
This guy only has 1 Pokemon as well, so pretty nice for being able to do that. He also fought the Picnicker on this route. She has 3 Pokemon, so she's not like the fastest trainer to get the number from. But if you feel like you're lacking a bit of info for these Pokemon goals, it's that you get she has 3 Pokemon, so you got a better chance of getting info from her than you do from getting I'm trying to get my words here, but what I'm trying to say basically is there's plenty of other trainers you can fight to get phone numbers from that have fewer Pokemon, but so they're faster, but they have less potential to give you info. I feel like it was a much faster way of saying all that, but you get the idea.
That's okay. We all know English is very hard. And let's see what Kenya is, if Easton's nice enough to show us. So that'll be interesting. So one of my favorite things about Kenya is that if you have, for example, TM50 on the card, which is Nightmare, you actually don't have to turn in Kenya itself to the person. All you need to do is to take the piece of mail from the Kenya and to give a different poke that piece of mail. Because the trainer is actually only looking for the Pokemon with a piece of mail.
So I think Medic did your strat and went to the right, but I didn't actually see what he fought, so I'm not sure if that is going to end up mattering.
Well, I mean, you never know.
But well, I mean, they're not going to check their Pokedex for a while, I suppose. So
yeah,
we won't see if that ends up mattering until much later.
Oh, and according to the chat, the Skarmory had Endure. Now that's some really good info, because that's actually a really hard moveset to find. Even though there's 3 of them, you never know which they are. Although last week's apparently was pretty free, because if you tuned in last week, Bill's poke actually had Endure on it. So, and that was a center goal from last week. So that was definitely an interesting one.
So whose screen was the Skarmory on?
I believe it was on one of the trainers, but I can't remember which one.
But who saw the Skarmory? Did they all see it, or was it just one of them?
Help us out, chat.
Help me! I didn't see that. I don't. I must have missed it. I didn't know where I saw the Skarmory.
Huh. Oh, this is...
Easton's filled up the phone book already? That was pretty...
Well, it's a little bit surprising to me, because Call Blast is on the card, but I guess it's in a not great spot, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but Blast only has 2 Pokemon, and he fought the Picnicker with 3, so well, whatever, you know, it's fine. He's at the moment he's got a pretty sizable progress advantage, like story advantage over the others. He's you know, further ahead in terms of plot, I suppose.
And it looks like, and if you're wondering, if you have been seeing the mouse on Easton's stream, that's actually on Square. That's actually his own stream. So don't talk to him about that.
Did we ever see what Bugsy's TM was? I mean, I think I've missed it every time it's come up.
So that's a good point on chat that Tomo put in. That I guess putting the mail back onto it is unfixable. Although I'm not sure if it actually has to be the specific mail. I don't know if it's just... I don't know the actual specifics if it's looking for any poke with the mail or not.
Yeah, no, I think it has to be that mail. I don't think there's any recovering from that if you did that and then like saved the game or something. And you wanted TM50, then you're kind of out of luck if you made that mistake.
However, you don't have to be too worried about that, because it is possible for one of the random TMs to be one that's on that. So it's actually quite possible to find TM50 in the wild, or attached to a wild Pokemon.
Oh, so Bugsy's TM was belly drum. Nice memes.
Oh wow, Easton's already through with Whitney. That's very quick. Although yeah. he set it to a day, so he set it to Wednesday, so he was not able to do any bug catching contests. But I wonder how many people are going to do that. Personally, I like going to the bug catching contest because that's 10 slots that are not on the decks, and more often than not, I feel like it has something on the card.
It's something that that maybe, for example, Gamer might not do, just because he has a fair few Pokemon goals already. But well, I say that, but Well, I don't know. I forget what info he has specifically. Like
Well,
someone saw Meryl, but I think Gamer.
I think
Well, I mean,
everyone has a
Fire has them.
Meryl. 'Cause
Fire has the Meryl.
I know Fire and Easton both have the Meryl, I believe.
Wait, Easton has it as well?
I
Really?
believe, well, I think multiple of them have the Meryl, but I may not remember. It looks like we're finding the Pseudo Wudo. Let's see what it is today. Golbat. Now that's quite interesting.
Looks like Easton's, going to catch it anyway, just because it's there. I suppose it could have Protect, Detect, or Endure for all he knows.
I mean, it may even have 3 or 4 non-damaging TM moves. See, one of the best things.
He only saw Slash from it, so yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Kenya was a She-Drill.
Lediva with a crazy moveset.
Or was it a Lediva? That was.
Was that? I think that might have been. I think that might have been three non-damaging moves on the Golbat. Was it? I think I saw like. Was it Heal Bell, Spore, and what was the other one?
I don't know. I missed it, but we'll see shortly. One of the exciting things about this, though, is that the reason why we have it to non-damaging TM moves is so that you can teach Flash to the Pokemon. And I guess it's the Lediba that had the. Or one of them, I think it's the Lediba that had the 3 non-damaging TM moves, because they're saying it's got Perish Song, Heal Bill, and Nightmare. Although
no, that was the Golbat, but I'm not entirely. I forget how they define
non-damaging.
Like
so
Nightmare directly deal damage, but like it.
No, so Nightmare is not direct deal damage, because what it does is it gives a Pokemon a status if they're asleep. So,
yeah, so that's pretty good then.
So it's sort of like Leech Seed and that, but as chat's mentioning, Fire picked up TM20, so I don't know where that was. I think was that the contest TM, or I guess we'll find out soon where it was. But that's another one of those random goals that can be really hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, well, since he picked it.
Route 35.
Since you picked it up this early, I think the other racers will be quite happy that they're seeing it marked now rather than like in the cleanup phase later on, because there's not many opportunities. There aren't many places where it could be at this point if you're seeing it marked right now.
Right.
So they'll basically know, oh, it's either on this route or it's in the national park, basically.
So it looks like it's actually it is in fact Route 35. So it's that random TM that's sort of near, that's kind of in the pocket in the corner.
Yeah, I mean they'll basically know it's between two places. They should basically be able to guess that it's between those two spots. Like maybe they'll think, oh, it could be in Burn Tower, I guess, but no, not Burn Tower.
Well, you can't do the Burn Tower one until Strength.
I'm talking garbage.
It looks like Gamer picked it up as well, so he was very keen to figure out where that was.
Yeah, I mean they should be able to guess basically.
Oh, and look at that! We got the Skarmory. So if he's smart, he'll pick it up.
Well, like I say, I don't actually know who's We're seeing it just rock throw. We're not actually seeing it use Protect. So he couldn't run because he got paralyzed and his speed was cut. But unfortunately for him, he only saw rock throw from that Skarmory, so he didn't get. So I don't think he got that information.
No, I think only probably Medic got the information on the Skarmory, I believe. So if he happens to see it, then that'd be good. That'd be some good fortune to find him.
Oh man, Big Brother over here on Gamer side is messing it up a bit.
Oof. So we have already Easton going up against Rival 3, while everyone else is kind of in the midst, going back and forth from talking to the squirt bottle girl. And if you're just wondering why Endure is so good on Skarmory, it's actually because it's that middle left goal, and so it's really, it will give them a route, or help give them a route, because that'll guarantee them at least column 1. Because evolving 4 different Pokemon is very easy to do, and the other 3 are kind of guaranteed, and we are, with of course the release starter before 11 being a shared goal between all of them.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if Yanma hasn't gotten wall yet, I think it's going to be fine because he's got good coverage now. He's basically he's out leveling a bunch of stuff at this point. So like he ran into the Arcanine with Drill Peck, and even that was fine because he was just able to hit it with Surf. So
oof. Looks like Blessings has...
We do have never. As soon as I say that, though, we got a Jinx with a stab Ice Beam. I mean, she should be able to one hit it with Mega Horn if he can get an attack off.
That's assuming Mega Horn hits. You remember, Mega Horn's got an accuracy of 85, and a lot of people don't like actually using it because it misses so often.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. He'll have to use it to knock it out, but he hits this time, so it's all good.
Oh, and look at that. That's right. He's got the Slowking information as well. So, I'm curious when the runners will check to see which ones are obtainable, which ones are not.
Yeah, it's always one of my favorite parts of these races where they check where these things are, and you're able to see like whether these Pokemon are even obtainable or whether they're in good spots or bad spots.
The one thing that's been really interesting is that finding the Tangela Lickitung has been kind of more elusive. You know, when it wasn't chosen as a starter, because we've seen, you know, we've seen the Electabuzz Jinx, or we've seen at least Jinx several times, but we haven't really seen the other options.
Yeah, we've seen the Jinx. That's basically it, though. Really, we haven't really seen any of the others in the wild or on a trainer yet. Besides, like the rival, obviously.
Oh, and it looks like we just missed the beasts for Easton, but if you're wondering what the beasts are, I've actually pulled up the log, so I can tell you what they are. So we have Raikou as...
You gotta wait for Medic to run first so that the chat can guess.
Ah, that's right, that's fine. I can wait a little bit. We'll have to... I meant to switch over to Easton for that, but...
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can't hear it anyway because I don't get audio on this restream.
No, well... That's okay. We'll find out soon, and if you guys can't guess it, I'll let you know afterwards. But I don't think it'll be too long for before Medic goes around to getting the beasts anyways.
Yeah, you guys can wait that long.
This is exciting. I'm still super happy to see everybody running a different poke. I mean, that's really rare with all 4 of them, because usually you find them all settling into 1 or 2, but all 4 is quite the treat. Look, Chad, Thunder has a 70% accuracy, but it's known to hit less than Zap Cannon, which has a 50% accuracy. I mean, just saying, Zap Cannon is more accurate than Thunder.
Sure, whatever.
Just saying.
We can believe that. Oh, Poliwag though. That's pretty good.
Although
If you can find a high level one. I think it evolves to Poliwhirl level 25, so you can evolve it to Poliwhirl, and then in this realm you can just Water Stone it to get Poliwrath. You'd have to, no, never mind. It's the other thing that you, it's the Slowking that you that's different. Yeah.
Oh, looks like there's Celebi information in Morty's gym. So it looks like that info from Fire may not be as advantageous, and it looks like there's also a Zoomerl as well.
What the heck? Morty's gym is giving an awful lot of stuff here. We got Azumarill info, and we got...
The best way to deal with the 40
All
is in
good,
fact either the roamer or the Queen. But if it's defeating level 40, there's also the level 40 in Claire's gym. That is for the Rising Badge. So if you have Rising Badge on the card, you can kind of double up on that goal as well. Oh, and I was pointing out that in fact there was a Dragon Type 2 on that one trainer where there was the Dratini as well.
Wait,
So,
was there? Oh my gosh, which trainer was this? I don't even
this
know.
was one of the first
so lost.
2 trainers. I think it was the first trainer on more. Actually, no, it's got to be. I think it was the trainer right before Morty. So that's the one with 3 pokes. So that was, and all 3 of the pokes were on our info on the card.
Oh, is that right? Not bad, not bad.
Although it looks like that Rapidash is giving Easton quite the run for its money.
Well, yeah, it is. It's you know, the rock is Yanma's biggest weakness. Does 4 times the usual damage, but he has that. Like I was mentioning earlier, he has that level advantage now. So there's not really, you know, the potential of getting walled is much lower.
Oh, and it is the Golbat that has the 3 moves. So
yeah,
Gamer actually ran away from that. So
oh, he did. Ooh, nasty.
So that's kind of that was hard to get. And with regard to where they are, we actually they haven't checked the Pokédex. So we'll find out where they spawn.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Usually you don't see a Pokédex check until they think either until they think they can you know, complete the card if they get that information, or if they're like or if they're at a point where they're like, all right, what the heck do I do next? I know, I'll check the Pokédex so that I can.
Oh,
so
we
that
have
I
to
can
keep.
See what's in the card.
Oh, we have to keep an eye on Easton. It looks like he's fighting the last now. So if he didn't delete one of those numbers, he may have to delete a number and then unmark the goal and then remark it to pick up the number from the last. So he's.
Yeah.
So we see that right now where he's going to delete one of the numbers. And I think it's fair not to have him remark it because he just registered it again.
This is a bit, yeah, that's fine. It's very quick. I think I don't think we need to do that.
But one of the other things is, if in case you didn't know, when we talk about these call goals, you actually have to be in a different zone route than the trainer, because if you tried calling them on the same route, they'll just say talk to me in person. So it doesn't work that way. So you have to actually talk to them and not just have them say talk to me in person. And with regards to the slots being in Tin Tower, see, Tin Tower Tin Tower doesn't have 60 plus slots, or it has a lot of slots, but the problem with Tin Tower is that you actually can't get into it until you have all 3 of the actual beasts.
Yeah, it's basically just completely unviable to get to.
There's not there's not 60 on Tin Tower. I think the highest is like 40 something slots in the Whirl Islands, which is.
I think there's more than that in Whirl Islands. I forget how many there are, but there's like loads of different rooms, and there's like water slots and ground slots.
And fishing slots.
Well, so, we don't count fishing slots though, because they don't show up on the Pokédex.
That's true. But yeah, there's quite a bit for you guys, so you can't just. I mean, there's a reason why we call Tin Tower Meme Tower, and we have Mount Meme being Mount Mortar, which has several different floors. There's also
which you can't get to without waterfall.
And then we also have Meme Cave being Silver Cave, which you can't get to until you beat the Elite Four and all 8 Kanto gym leaders as well. So there's a lot of spots where you can't quite find. So usually when you see Pokemon that are marked into the Tin Tower, Royal Islands, or Silver Cave, you kind of count them as unattainable. And with regards to looking at how many slots there are for Royal Islands, I mean, if you really want to, when you make a ROM, you can check the slots there are, but I don't think it's really worth delving into at the moment. I think it's pretty much suffice to say, there's a lot. If you agree with me there?
There certainly are. It's one of those places that you never want to have to resort to that to find a Pokemon you're looking for.
Okay, and so we have our third person going into the Beast. It looks like Medic's still sort of struggling on second rival, but we'll see.
Yeah, we might have to wait a little longer before we can find out what those Beast cries were.
Although, for those who can't really identify them by their cries or only know a few of them like me, the spoiler log is always nice to have after the game to see what they were. Up, and we have Easton calling the last right now. And oh, it looks like we have Sandstorm down in Fire Squared. It's pretty rude to do. It's pretty rude to use that move, right?
You can't say that, dude. You can't say these things, dude.
Oh, that Murkrow has Protect though. That's information.
Very nice. Ooh, sweet.
Oh, and sorry, that was the Beast. I was probably talking during that, so.
Well.
I'll give it to you guys now. So the Raikou was Noctowl, the Entei was Zubat, and our favorite Suikin was Sunflora. So
lovely.
They're not ones that they need at the moment, but they could be all four of them. But yes, Sunflora is definitely one of those recognizable ones where when you hear it, you'll know it.
Yeah, I think Gamer actually tried to go for one of the roamers. I saw him repelling and biking back and forth on just below Ecruteak, and repels only repel wild Pokemon that are lower level than the Pokemon at the front.
Drowsy has Endure. So that's
what the heck, dude?
And it looks like Shucky was actually Politoed. So close. Oh, so close. Or how does the Oak say? So close.
The only member of the poly line that that doesn't work, that doesn't count, that doesn't help towards that goal.
It looks like Fire's going back for more roamer strats. I don't.
Oh, Fire's going for roamer strats. Is he okay?
The hard part about going on the roamer strats for that route is because you're actually passing through the guardhouse, which counts as a route. When you go out to the other one, it actually counts as kind of two slots for. So the roamer has kind of two chances to move, rather.
Does this guy give a number?
He does. I believe he does.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
I know the last right on the right side. I know there's the girl who's actually on the right, on the other corner of that, who actually gives you a phone number and tells you about Moo Moo Milk. So.
I know there's I know there's like I remember like some of them because. Yeah, I remember like the fisherman on the other side of Ecruteak because like nobody ever fights him, but he gives the number and he only has one Pokemon.
My favorite is definitely the ones who give you the swarm information. So that'd be Hiker Anthony right outside of Union Cave, the fisherman on 32, and the Yanma guy on Route 35. And with regards to the roamer, so you remember that repels prevent Pokemon from encountering you when they have a level lower than what's on your lead Pokemon that's alive. So the roamers being level 40 aren't affected by repels, as they don't have anything that's level 40 or above. That's actually one of the strats we use for catching a level one of the level 30s, is that when you're doing a day Pokemon, what you can do is you can catch the shiny Pokemon. The Red Gyarados is a random shiny, and if you have the random shiny in front, one of the day slots on the route beneath Blackthorn has a grass encounter slot that's only 30, so that only is and that slot's only available during the day, so it's a level 30, so you just repel while having the shiny Pokemon in front, and you should be able to get your level 30.
Man, we're always seeing sub-hour Chuck with Yanma. I mean, we might yet even see it. It depends. He's only got 2 Pokemon. He might be able to beat Chuck before the hour mark.
Oh, looks like it. Yeah, that's really hard.
We see sub-hour Fly with Yanma. That'd be pretty great.
I mean, he did blitz it. I mean, honestly, I usually at the hour mark am just barely beating Whitney or doing stuff like that. But I tend to do a lot of headbutt strats or fishing strats, so when you're blitzing like Easton is, it's not a surprise that he's getting Fly at the hour mark.
He gets Aerial Blast as well. I mean, he could even teach that for like just, you know, supreme power with the TMs there. Sub-hour Fly with Yanma. It's pretty great.
So it looks like Easton's mostly gonna enter up his cleanup phase, I guess, at this point, right?
Well, I imagine he'll catch the shiny because he'll get the red scale for the experience share. Oh, we'll get to see some info on where these guys are. Okay, Celebi is flipping Mount Mortar. Great. Okay.
Ooh, Jinx is not obtainable either.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jinx is not. Yeah, just Whirl Islands.
Although Slowking is actually pretty available. Apparently, Slowking itself was in Sprout Tower, so I think that was the roof of it.
Okay, Sprout Tower and Dark Cave. All right. He was looking for Skarmory. I didn't see where that was. I think that's
looks like Medic knows about the Enduro and the Drowsy, so he was looking for the Drowsy info.
That's all right then. That's Dark Cave and Route 30. What was it? 30? I forget what the numbers are.
It's where is it under? Or which one is it?
Like under below Goldenrod.
So below Goldenrod is
34?
Route 34. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and our shiny is a Zoomerl.
Oh, okay. Oh, not bad, not bad. Hey, I'll take that. Why not? That's very
I guess
nice.
It doesn't matter where your info was. It's
who
free.
even cares? It's absolutely free.
So I don't think we'll be hearing any complaints from the runners today about the coal or the ROM or the card being bad, because
Easton in chat before the run starts, he was like saying, you know, how awful this card was, but it was obviously it was just like you know, reverse psychology, you know, oh, this card sucks, guys, honestly, and then he's just like blitzing through it.
Well, you know, that's what tends to happen when I do this. The cards look really bad, but yeah. So you can't really judge a card by itself until you get the ROM. So it's usually kind of the together kind of thing. So we got Easton going for his experience share.
I think he's just well, he might just be
and then
I just saw him trade in Kenny for Nightmare, but I guess he's just making room in his party. I suppose that's what the idea is there.
I think it's just generally to see if TM50 is anything good as well, because, you know, maybe that has an Endure. So one of the nice things is...
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, good chat.
So it could have Endure detector attack, because our TM20 actually, I don't think is Endure, because that's randomized. We just look for that's TM20.
Well, if you use it, you don't have that TM either. Oh, right. Yeah, he finds the Starmie. This is Easton's signature Pokemon here, so he has to catch this, obviously. you can imagine Meghorn from Starmie? It has so many different horns to choose from. How do you pick? Was it like 10 different ones?
Man, it's hard. I don't think it when. I don't
Do you
think...
mean like? Do you mean like what you teach? What you generally teach these things to? You can definitely teach you can definitely like dump your HMs on Kenya, for example, because that's a pretty popular one because it has the mail. You often it's one that you can't deposit in your PC unless you remove the mail. So that's a pretty popular one to just dump some HMs on, for example, if that's what you mean.
We're gonna have to call Easton out on his lack of main switch there to Starmie. Oh!
Well, it's a little late now. Wait, what happened?
Oh no! That's a Porygon that Easton got. I thought Bill was offering him an a Starmie, but I forgot that's
no,
what
it's because
Easton
he named
called
himself Starmie, so it's a little confusing.
But yeah, I think this is really interesting. You know, everyone's has already gone through kind of the tower. We have, you know, so everyone's done that because Mineral Badge is on the card. It's actually in a good spot as well, so we'll just see.
Yeah, I don't think everyone. I don't think Easton's gone up there. I'm not sure how many of them have gone up there. Like it's in a good spot, but it does take.
I think all of
time,
them.
So...
I've seen all 4 of them now do it because.
Wait, really? Did they all do it?
Yeah, because it's in the corner goal, and that gives them at least bingo.
I don't think Easton did it though.
Oh, he did. He did actually very quickly, but.
Jeez, did he get sub out Chuck with going up?
I think he did.
Maybe
I might
into
be.
the lighthouse.
I might be confused, but I know the other 3 have all gone through the lighthouse. I think he did get his. But I'm pretty sure I remember Easton talking to the secret potion guy and getting that, which you can only do once you've gone up the tower once, right?
Alright, let me just let's see what Mewtwo.
But it looks like Charmander had some good
Mount Meme as well. Good stuff.
But Charmander had a good area as well, because that was in the Lake of Rage, actually in the Lake of Rage, which is.
Oh, okay. Well, you can. Yeah,
which
you can
is one of. It's got to be one of 3 slots, because fishing slots aren't shown, nor are headbutts. So being in the Lake of Rage makes it very easy to get.
Yeah.
Of course, that doesn't stop it from being 10%.
Yeah, but the fishing encounter slots. There are only 3 slots, but they're 60%, 30%, and 10%. So if you get unlucky, you could still be searching for a while for that. So looks like Easton's looking for the Drowsy at the moment on this route.
Yeah, because he probably saw I had Endure.
Yeah, he was looking. He like he doesn't have he doesn't have great spots for Mewtwo or Celebi. They're both in Mount Mortar.
I don't understand why he's getting a Marrow though. Because he already got
Well, he has to evolve 4 different Pokemon
Oh.
and stop the same Pokemon evolving 4 times, that kind of thing. So it could be that. It could be for that.
I don't know if I would normally do that though, because Marrow's got a fairly high evolution rate. I think it's got probably at least 22.
No, Meryl's 18.
Really?
It's fairly low.
Is it really that low? Because I know the reason why
it's definitely 18, 100%.
Okay. I didn't realize that, but yeah, that makes sense. Often one of the common ones we use for stop evolving folks for time is one of either like a Caterpie, Weedle, Kakuna, Metapod kind of thing.
I don't think we've seen any of those though, so it's very nice when you run into, but I don't think it's happened just yet.
Another good one. Sorry.
No, keep going.
Another good one is also the Ledyba, which has
good point. That's also 18, right? Or is it?
No, I think that one's like 20.
Or is that 21
or something? It's a low 20s.
Yeah, that's probably like, yeah. Because I think Spinrack's like 21. I forget if Ledy was like the same or not.
Well, I believe because they're both on a shared goal that they'll be the same level. So it's probably both of them. I believe both of them are probably 22. Ooh, it looks like Fire messed up the the puzzle there.
No, Ladybit is 18. I just checked
Oh.
that out. So Ladybit is 18. So that's pretty good as well then.
I'm sorry, I'm clearly not well informed with all the evolutions.
It's very hard to remember all of them. I mean, I couldn't. It's very easy to get mixed up. Some of them stick in your head, some of them don't.
I just know that most of them are around level 20 that are on the card, because we wouldn't ask someone to level something up to like 40 to evolve that.
Looks like Victory Bell's 60% in the water. Yeah, Easton really wants to find this Drowsy, it looks like.
Huh. Looks like Fire was having some trouble in the ice path there, but looks like he's getting through it. And so, we'll see.
Yeah, I imagine he'll go right for that third level 30 en route.
Huh, I didn't
40,
remember about
45.
that hidden item though he just found, so that's a good one to see.
Yeah, I mean it's right there, so you might as well just press A because you have to go that way anyway. So, but it's not like he really needed any more items. But I guess it's a bit of King's Rock. He saves a bit of time.
I don't think he's going for the level 40 kill. I think what he's doing is he's going for getting the level 30.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the level 30 on this route here. You can just repel.
Although does he's got the wrong poke in front though, so now he's got it in.
Yeah, he just has to switch the Azumarill to the front, and he caught a Staryu as well. Well, I mean that's nice. He gets 2 Starmie now because that's an easy Pokemon to evolve. So he actually has an excuse to do that. So Easton gets 2. Easton might win with 2 Starmies. That'll be interesting. I mean, obviously it's a bit too early to talk about winning though. There's plenty to.
Well, I mean, as you can see, everyone's...
the level 30 was a Slowking.
Oh, goodness
not
gracious.
Bad, not bad. Now, Fire... yeah, so that's good. That's nice.
So I think they probably could figure out that since they know it's not the Suicune, or not one of the roamers, they probably figured out where it is, though, because he marked both goals at the same time.
This is a pretty generous ROM card combination. It looks like.
Although I don't know how generous it is when we see Magmar being unavailable.
Well, okay.
I mean, not Magmar. I mean Jinx unavailable.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
it was presented there to them.
But yeah, okay. Well, that's a bit of an issue at the moment.
But they did have the option to pick. To pick Electabuzz, just saying.
Yeah, these guys have only got themselves to blame, obviously.
Exactly. So now it looks like all of them are sort of entering this cleanup phase as soon as Meg finishes with Chuck's gym. So, Easton's looking for that Drowsy. Let me take a look and see what slotted that Drowsy's in.
Well, no, don't do that. I don't want to.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not gonna spoil it.
I want to. Oh well, yeah. you can look at it if you want. Just don't tell me because I wanna find out with him. I like being able to. I like finding these things out from the perspective of the runners.
Oh no, absolutely, it's definitely there. I personally, when we're not around, it's. I mean, what the ROM will be, or the ROM log will be available to everyone after the game.
There's the Murkrow on Gamer's screen. That was the Pokemon with Protect. So I can't remember if he knew that, but
no, I'm pretty sure he did because he searched it out.
Okay, well that's fine then. So that's
So that one's got Rock Smash too. Oh, so that's got Rock Smash. So that's also an interesting thing.
Yeah, you can like early on you can get a nice Rock Smash encounter in Dark Cave, and that's level 15. But it's not something you'd really care about at this stage, of course. But yeah, that's another. There's lots of interesting quirks in this game, certainly.
So you'll have so in case you weren't so aware, I think we kind of glossed over it before with the percentages. We're playing with the rule called better encounter slots. So in this case, we have that each land route has 7 Pokemon that are on it. There's 3 20%. There's 3 20%, 2 15%, and 2 10%. Is it? I believe it's like that.
Yeah.
And then
Right?
for fish.
No, that doesn't add up, does it?
No, it
it's
doesn't
gotta
matter.
be-
It's got to be like 15. I think. I know it's. I think. Oh no, it's 20, 15, 10. So.
Yeah, two 20s, 2 15s, and 3 10s, right?
No, 2 10s. It should be, or. I think
No,
it's
it's got
2 10
it.
or 1. I don't remember, but it's slightly different than the vanilla game where you have 1% slots. So the reason we don't do that is because trying to find a 1% slot is just ridiculous. I mean, trying to find something that's 10% is hard enough. And then fishing encounters have 3 different slots as well, or has, I think, several different slots as well as headbutt and, surf, headbutt and. So headbutt and fishing have several different encounter slots that are depending on, what water you have, but also what area it is in, I believe.
I'm not entirely sure on the specifics there. Because it's generally not, it's because you can't search these things in the decks. You can't. It's not really.
It's more kind of luck if you find it.
Unless you're searching for a main, you're kind of just. Well, I mean, you're kind of just relying on relying on luck at that stage anyway. But Easton eventually finds the drowsy anyway, so good stuff. He's not happy with it.
Last slot. So yes, that was in fact a 10% or the last slot. So definitely one of the harder ones to find. And I think he's gonna check to make sure it's got the it's got endure on it.
Yeah. Yeah, he will do while he's.
There you go. So he's got endure on it. Oh, it looks like fire ran into the roamer.
Oh, okay.
Cool. That's a Zubat with synthesis, so it's being a bit of a troll, but it still dies.
He's just taking it out of there.
Although, I mean, you have to remember that fire already has its 30s, so.
See, you feel like I think that. I think that like the high level Pokemon are actually kind of worth going for because when you start with a low level Pokemon, then and they're guaranteed at least one damaging move. I feel like the higher level you are, the higher the possibility of getting fewer non-damaging moves. So I think the Roamer might have been worth catching.
Well. Regardless, he killed it because he needs to defeat a level 40 poke, so that was actually good timing for him. Saves him the trip to either...
Disregard what I said. I forgot that was in the card. Never mind. Then.
Well, I didn't remember either until I saw it a little bit ago, but, it's got... It helps him avoid having to fight the 3 Elders in Sprout Tower, or having to defeat, Claire, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, the roamers are actually usually hard to find unless you have their dex information.
Yeah, really nice when you run into one when that goal specifically is on the card.
My favorite is when it's one of the roamers. It's one of the things you can catch, or that's on things that you can catch and you find it there. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, it looks like
Licky Tongue.
Weedles. That's a.
Oh, it looks like we had some Licky Tongue info, and it's actually in a good spot too. So, because Gamer just showed us the Licky Tongue info.
I saw him exit the Pokedex. I didn't see where the Licky Tongue was. But Weedle was in a good
so
spot
one of
anyway.
them I know was in the route next to, or the route above Olivine, I believe, or it was.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Or it might not have been that one, but it might have been the one where the last is. So that's not too bad. That's a pretty good location.
Well, both of those are just those routes only have like they have 7 slots, just the ground ones, so that's pretty good.
And it's getting pointed out that it's quite important for the gamer that is because it is that corner goal, and it looks like actually that might help get all 3 bingos because it looks like I think everything on the card is obtainable. I mean, maybe not the
Wait,
Electabuzz.
hold on. We don't know that yet because of the Electabuzz Jinx Magmar. Yeah.
That's true. We
Well,
also only did find one dragon, being the Dratini, I believe. Actually, and the
Dragonair.
Dragonair too. So. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Easton was looking for this Mew, but
Holy cow! That's quite the powerful Mew right now.
but it's just yeah, blasting with fire repeatedly at the moment. Is he? Oh, this must be on a trainer. Never mind.
I think it's on the 3 altars.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's
No,
doing
it's
this
actually no. Sorry, I'm wrong. It's on Jasmine.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And we have First Blood to Easton.
Well, that was like the one he was missing, the Mew, and I think and that's the one that's in a decent spot. I forget where did Fire? I think that was in Sprout Tower, wasn't it? Fire found it in Sprout Tower, so that's like the only obtainable one that we know of, because the other two are just well, the other two are in Mount Mortar, so I guess they're obtainable, but they're not. Mount Mortar has a bunch of slots that are inaccessible, so you don't really want to bank on that.
But it looks like Easton's actually going to the Elders now, so I might have spoken a little bit too soon about that. And he's gonna do the evolving pokes there, so we'll see. You know, I'm still amazed by how much Easton's how much work that Yanma's done.
That's weird. He raised Meryl to 16, and then he kind of backed out. I guess because he has to fight 3 in a row, he figures he might as well raise the one that's lower leveled at this point.
Oh, look at that Weedle information. So that's really good for the stop evolving Pokemon 4 times and getting evolving 4 different Pokemon. Because what happens is you can evolve that Weedle twice, because it counts as different types, so you can go from, you know, Weedle to Kakuna to Beedrill. The idea is to prevent, for example, to evolve every single, you know, like an Eevee, you know, 4 times for the same poke, I believe. But
yeah. So you have to, because otherwise it would just be too easy in that regard. You just evolve one, but because you have the info, you just have to well, I'm like sorry, I'm actually a little low on blood sugar right now, so that's probably why I'm making less sense and kind of makes me less coherent at times. So
that's okay. I'm running during this is my sleep hours, my nominal sleep hours, so I'm probably not as coherent either.
There you go. So we got one half asleep and one suffering from a hypo. So this is the quality you get from
although
from this.
You never know.
There you go. Farm Eevee and Stone would be bad. Yeah, it'd be too easy. Much more succinct than what I was trying to say.
But I mean, I do believe you can evolve Eevees to 4 different pokes. I think it just, although I don't.
No, you can't. No,
oh no,
you have to evolve.
Okay.
You have to evolve 4 different.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
but you can evolve Eevee. But there is a goal for 2 evolutions, so you can evolve.
Yeah.
Multiple Eevees for those.
Is there? I forget. It's been too long.
It's been.
Anyway,
but I think you're right
anyway,
about
Medic,
the 4 evolves.
Medic finds the Poliwrath here in Slowpoke Well, so good for him.
Hey, that's good because he's just about to pick up the King's Rock. And it looks like that Azumarill information was everywhere. It looks like.
Completely free. Oops, pardon me.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that I think everybody got it. Yeah, so this is always interesting. Oh, Krabby, is he gonna with teleport? Oh, I wonder if he's gonna trade it. So that's one of the interesting things.
He was considering it, yeah, because the Pokemon that you have to trade is the same, but the Pokemon you get in return is random. So you know that you always trade a Krabby here. You always trade a Bellsprout in.
And with our settings, with our standard tournament settings. It is
Yeah.
possible with the randomizer to randomize both the Pokemon they're asking for and the one that you're given. But we currently, to keep it mostly sane, have it so that the Pokemon you get back in return is randomized. Although we also do randomize the items that come back from that trade Pokemon. So that's another way of getting some hidden items that no one knows about.
Easton caught the level 40 instead of defeating it, so I suppose, so I guess maybe he has a route that avoids that then? I suppose that's like the only thing I can think of, because I'm not really sure what was he going for then, if he wanted to.
I think he was going for the 3 level 30s because
I
he
guess he's
started
going
at
for
night
yeah,
and he
I
didn't want a
guess
clock
so.
reset. And ooh, Dratini
Yeah, but
was in.
the clock reset is not actually that well, unless you're the clock reset is not actually that bad though. It doesn't take as long as you might think it does. You just it might. Yeah, so I think it would have been worth defeating that and then clock resetting to the level 30 instead of.
I mean, I think I agree with you too, but you know, at the moment, you know, people might not remember how to do the clock reset or even, you know, remember where the website is to get the information of what you need to clock reset. But
Well, it's right. It's right. It's there in resources if the players need it. But well, I suppose that goal specifically, Easton, you know, Easton's a few other goals away from being able to do column 4 or row 3. To be fair.
this is getting so chaotic to trying to track all 4 of them at once.
I know. I'm like seeing these things.
I find myself
wait, I didn't know I didn't know Medic even knew where Poliwrath was before he found it, because he was sweet sensing. So
I think he was just checking for slots. Maybe I think he just randomly found that.
I don't think so. He must have known. I think, but I can't for the life of me remember where these guys found Poliwrath.
It's hard to tell. I mean. Yeah, I mean it's so hard to find out. But oh, Charmeleon. Oh, actually that's actually a really good slot because I think that was in
Where was that?
Well, one of them was I think
I didn't
Ruins
see.
of Alph, which is not a good slot, but I believe one of them was I thought it was like Slowpoke Well or something around near
I kind of saw it as it went away.
It was near Azalea Town, I know.
I thought it was Cave even, so rather than Ruins Mouth, but
I can't remember. But yeah, this is all kind of exciting and seeing what everything is. Oh, I'm surprised that Gamer picked up Mystic. Oh no, of course he picked up Mystic Water. It's on the card. I'm such a silly person.
It's alright.
I've been playing too many being randomized ones where you just find Mystic Water on the ground.
So I think Gamer's trying to look for the Weedle here. I think he knows. I saw him Dex for earlier. He knows that the Weedle's here, and that'll help him stop the same Pokemon from evolving 4 times. Medic is going up here to get that mineral badge. What are the other guys doing? What is Fire looking for?
I believe Fire.
In Dark Cave.
He's
There's
in Dark
few
Cave. I
things-
think
there's a few
he's
things
looking
in
for the
Dark Cave.
Polytoad. Wait, no, he's not. He can't be looking for the Polytoad.
What was in Dark Cave? There were a few things in Dark Cave, I think. But,
Goodness.
Man,
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out and see if he finds it, because the thing with Dark Cave is that Dark Cave has a few different rooms, so what he's looking for might not be here. There's also water in this room as well, so there's 20 slots in Dark Cave. You've got 10 here, 7 ground, 7 water, 7 ground, 3 water, and then 10 more in the other room, which you can only access via the Blackthorn side. But he's found the Charmeleon, which I assume is what he was looking for. So
Right.
That's his middle goal sorted, anyways, if he can catch it. But it's not being very cooperative right now. Everything in this ROM has has a 1 in 3 chance of getting in at full
Yeah, that's the
HP.
minimum. That's the minimum catch rate.
Yeah, the catch rates are modified. Otherwise, otherwise these races would just be who gets ridiculously lucky in catching this legendary that is required to beat the game or whatever the heck, you know.
One of the good things is, for example, with the HP subs, the status doesn't affect it, but for example, when the Pokemon's less than 50% HP, when it's in that yellow bar, I believe it's a guaranteed catch.
Oh,
or very close to it.
I think sleep affects it very slightly, like adds an additional 3% to your chances of catching it, but other the sleep and freeze I think are the ones that do affect it, but the other two don't. The other statuses don't actually have any effect whatsoever.
I don't know. I've been told that sleep doesn't, and that paralyze is a better effect. But I mean, I'm sure.
Well, they don't make a lot. They don't make a lot of difference either way. Like the ones that do have an effect have a very small effect.
And I think Fire's now looking for
something. What does he not have? Let's see. If
I believe he's looking for the Pokemon that has Protect, Detect, Endure here.
Oh,
because there's one that was in this route.
Fire knows that there's a Murkrow that has Protect.
I believe that's what it is. I don't know about over damaging a Pokemon that you can't catch them, but I definitely have to say Easton's pulling off the interesting Evolve 4 because
he gets the 2-star me. Look at that.
He gets the 2-star me and the 2 Azumarill.
So he got so he evolved the Nidoran female twice, the Staryu and the Marill.
So that's the 4 evolutions. So I think he's going to find that the Wartortle is in fact in Sprout Tower.
Mm-hmm. He's like, man.
No, they don't have to fill every square to fill in. They just need to get 5 bingos.
So currently Easton has 3 bingos. Gamer has how many bingos does Gamer have?
He's got
1 bingo.
He's got 1 bingo. He's close.
Medic has
0.
1 bingo.
Oh no, Medic has 1 bingo as well. They all have. They've all got column 5.
Yeah, and Fire's got. Yeah, Easton's got more bingos at the moment. He's been able to, do a few of these evolution stuff, but he's what would he want to do? He really wants the central goal. He's the only one without the Ivysaur, Charmeleon, or Wartortle. So he really wants to find that.
I mean, what's interesting is that,
but he still needs he still needs a few more goals for that to be helpful.
I do think that Fire's in probably a much better position to get the Cinco bingo because all he needs is the 4 non-damaging TM moves and a dragon type Pokemon, and that should be all 5 of his bingos. Because he'll have the diagonal, column 5, row 4, and column 2, and he also already has row 2. But, it's all kind of interesting. Because I think everything in this is was definitely able to get, so.
Yeah, I mean, look, Easton doesn't really an awful lot. If he knew where, I don't know if he probably doesn't know. He doesn't know where Mankey or Meowth is, though, does he? So that's not very helpful for him.
That was in fact what Fire was looking for, because he did see that Mankey Meowth.
Yeah, Easton's. Yeah, I guess Easton's just a little short on info at the moment. But he's going towards the King's Rock, so maybe he'll encounter the Poliwrath on his way there. That would be very helpful for him. This is where Medic found the Poliwrath.
So Medic's doing the stop 4 evolutions, so he's doing it on that Nidoran. I'm a little bit interested though that Easton didn't go for the defeat level 40, but I guess he's sort of baking on finding a roamer or something, or maybe not planning on getting that because.
Well, it's probably looking at it now. It's like he doesn't. Well, he didn't get Flash, did he? So he could get the Pokemon with 4 non-TM non-damaging. Because he has the Golbat, right? He caught the Golbat and he checked his moveset,
Yes,
I'm sure.
it did. Yes, he did.
So he's probably. I assume he's doing that now because that'll give him like his 4th bingo.
And he also
And if he
knows
just
that
needs one
a
more-
War Turtle is on in Sprout Tower because he checked it on the deck. So he's
So
gonna be.
once he gets War Turtle and Flash, he's done basically. He needs Golbat in his party though to teach it.
Oh, and he finds a Mew.
Okay, that's not
That
actually
doesn't-
helpful for him though.
No, because he hasn't caught a Dragon Pokemon. Gamer
He's
got that
catching it
Dragonair
anyway.
that was on the route north of Olivine. So
Well, I mean, I suppose if he catches this and then just randomly runs into a Dragon type before finding War Turtle, this will end up being faster.
I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have. I'm sure the runners will be curious about where the other two were, because I think they all found out that Shinx was not obtainable.
A gamer got a Kingdra while I wasn't looking, apparently. Okay.
Oh, sorry, it was Kingdra.
I don't know where Kingdra was, but he caught one anyway.
I don't remember. I did see it, but
All right then.
it's.
There's the War Turtle. Okay, very nice for Ethan. Now all you have to do is get that Flash.
Oh, look at that! So it looks like Gamer's defeated 40. So he's got 3 bingos right now.
He's just got 2 as far as I can
No,
see.
he's got
He
he's
hasn't
got
stopped-
he's got 3.
Yeah,
He's got row 2, row
he-
3, and
He
column
doesn't
5.
have row 2 yet. He doesn't have row 2 yet.
Oh,
needs
he
to
doesn't.
stop
He hasn't
the
done stop. You're
whole
right.
time.
It's
But
so hard to
he's close
see.
to that.
It's so hard to see. I'm sorry. When we have all 4 of those colors, it's they all kind
Hard
of
enough-
blend together.
Hard enough to keep track of these guys when there's just 2 of them racing, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things is that we could have up to like 10 different people racing.
Oh, jeez. Please don't do that ever on a restream.
Oh, there's no way we could do it on our restream, but if you're ever doing the bingo sync library, which is how we have the bingo card, there's actually 10 different colors, so
The year is 20XX, and the future of Randomania, we have 20 people commentating on like this one race with 40 people or something.
oh goodness, we're not linked to the past quite yet. We can't. It's hard enough with the weekly randos to have 4 people on. Don't ask me to keep switching between the other ones too. Although the action is not stopping. So okay, now Gamer has row 2
There you
from
go.
Let
You
It.
just a little early.
Just
Oh, so literally, so he's like very close now, isn't he? Literally all he needs to do is teach Flash to. Oh wait, he didn't catch the Golbat, did he? No, never mind. If he'd caught that Golbat,
he'd be
Man.
done.
if he'd caught that Golbat, he could have taught it Flash, and then he would have gotten 5 bingos. But
I
he
think
didn't.
only Medic found something. I mean, that was like that. So, although Easton, I believe, has the. They're pointing out the stuff.
Well, the Golbat is was the Sudowoodo.
The chat was mentioning earlier that the Drowsy that Easton caught was also a possibility, but I didn't get quite a look.
Oh,
at
really?
that.
Nice. Okay, maybe that's why he doesn't have Golbat in his party then.
But wow, this is really a close race. This is what's exciting. Although
Gamer needs to just catch something at random at this point. He just needs to start catching random things. He probably doesn't know this because like he doesn't know how far Easton is or how close Easton is from finishing. But he's kind of just wasting time at this point. By the looks of it,
well,
he's
We'll
going
see.
back now. Maybe he heard me.
I would hope he didn't hear you. That
cheating.
yes, because we can't have them cheetahs around. looks like he's fighting a different trainer. I think is he going for
Might
Evolve
be.
4? I think. I have no idea anymore.
I mean, that alone doesn't
I
win.
think so. Easton is right about to finish. So we'll drag him in. So Easton's the first to finish. So
There we go.
GG.
Good
So he's
stuff.
first place. The others are gonna keep racing at least until I think 3 of them finish.
All right, good stuff. GG.
And we're gonna drag him
Easton.
right into the interview stuff if he wants.
Oh, Medic's done as well. It's
Oh,
that's
and
like
Medic's
something.
done too. Second place. Goodness
Where'd
gracious. Or
that
we'll have
come
to go by
from?
the times on the stream. You'll have to forgive me. I have to go check this, but
Right.
wow, this is
Oh yeah,
getting so
he's
intense.
got row 1, row 5. No, sorry, column 1, column 5, row 4, row 5, and
And so
TLDR,
we'll bring him in
Ooh,
right
that's close.
now.
that was a close one. I didn't even. Man.
I think is fire done? Or I guess it looks like all
Yeah,
4 of them have stopped.
I literally can't drag them in, so.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I have that command. I have the
Oh,
power
you have
to do
the
that.
power.
I have the
Ho-ho.
power. So I'll drag them all in, but I think they're all done at this point.
Okay.
Question. Did you guys find the Weedle?
No.
Yes, I did. For
Fuck
sure, by
you.
the way.
Fuck you, that thing was a
Gamer,
Language,
what's the
language.
language? We're on
Language.
So what'd you guys run? Just for the record.
I ran War Turtle.
I ran try attack Dodrio.
Oh,
Medic?
I ran War Turtle, then switched to anti.
oh,
I ran
Thanks,
Yanma.
Medic.
holy
Yeah, it was
cow.
great to see you all running different things. That was pretty fun to watch. I've just got to get this out of the way first. I'm disgusted at Easton for winning after having done Garth strats. I'm just
He won by 33 seconds
my
according to the timers on the stream. So
Let's go,
Easton is
Yamame.
137.07.48, and we have
well, that you
Med-
can't go by that though with resets and stuff. So
well, it has the total
Yes.
time, but I guess it's also they did type in .done first as well.
yeah, I mean we all saw it. You know, Easton did yeah, Easton won by a pretty narrow margin. It was pretty good race. Yeah, jeez, it was flipping
So,
complicated trying to...
any thoughts on this? Especially with maybe the starter pokes.
Yeah, I can't believe all
That
their
was bull.
cards.
That was
I
absolute bull.
I saw Polyrath Slowking as the first poke, picked it immediately because I was like, "There's not going to be anything else on the card." And then you guys all picked Tangela Licking, and I was like, "Well, I've made a mistake."
I actually intended to take the Electabuzz, and then I realized after I picked the Tangela that I picked the Tangela, and I was like, oh. So I had to remark it.
I'm sure you guys were all amused to find that the Jinx was unobtainable.
And it had
Yes.
Ice Beam.
I mean, I had the Electabuzz info, but I don't think I ever checked it.
Yeah, it was. This was quite the ROM. I have.
Also, you finished with 2 Starmies, Easton.
And 2 Azumarill.
Absolutely. 2 Azumarils, 2 Starvies, one of them called Easton. Oh, it was a great ROM.
I'm
got to
putting up
run a
the log
horse
for you
game,
guys
which
so
I'm happy with.
you can kind of have your fun with that. But
I guess the other big thing was I don't think Gamer, you didn't catch the Golbat that was the Sudowoodo, and that had 3 non-TM non-damaging moves.
Oh,
Wow,
I
I'd
should've
be
done
finished
long
so
ago.
earlier.
oh, the best part is that you guys
Alright,
all
fine.
saw different Pokemon. So I believe Gamer, you ran away from a Skarmory, which actually had Protect. We saw that from a Medic stream from going right side.
I mean, I didn't need
But
it
so there was no
anyway,
way you could have
but-
known. But it was amazing because you guys all found different ones. I think there was a Hypno, or not the Hypno, there was the Drowsy, the Murkrow.
Drowsy
Murkrow,
sucked.
Skarmory.
Took me
I saw
8
Murkrow and
minutes to
Dratini.
find it.
It was in fact a 10%.
It was the 10%, and I called it last slot because it was the last slot.
Well, it was the second one on when I checked the log. I did drop the log in for you
So
guys.
wait, it was the 20%? Are you kidding me?
Well, no, it wasn't the 20. It was it was not the very first one. It was the second to last.
Oh, okay, so it is the 10%.
By the way, Kingdra, I believe Kingdra was a 10% on the route with Weedle, which is why I was annoyed because I was looking for Weedle, couldn't find it. I ended up finding Kingdra.
We didn't quite. We saw that you had
Yeah,
the Kingdra, but we didn't
there's a
catch
l-
where that was. Do you?
Yeah, I was like, I saw you the kingdom. Like, where the heck did you get this? And they're like, all right, well, okay then.
Well,
Nice
I don't
Kingdra, I
even
guess.
need to catch the Pokemon because
I s-
So what do you think about? So I guess another question we had for you, Medic, is, did you know about Polyrath when you went down and caught it in Slowpoke Well?
I just randomly found it, but
Oh, wow.
I was not looking for it anyway.
What were you? You were sweet sensing though. What were you looking for?
Weedle because he's also there.
Oh, it was
I
Weedle in there
hoping
too,
for
okay.
a lower level one. So.
Oh, I see. I get it. Makes sense.
I guess. So, gamer, you found that you found the Slowking as the sorry, or fire. You found the Slowking as the
Yes.
level 30. What was your
yeah,
thought
I
there?
saw that too. I was pretty sad about that.
I was like, really? I'm gonna have to give him whatever. Mine. They're gonna get it anyway.
The best part was both of the 30s were on the card.
Yeah.
What were the oh right, yeah.
Adameral and
And-
Slowking.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
right. I was thinking about the pretty in Dark Cave.
I'll be honest though, Ethan, when you marked the max phone book before you had the call last, I was a little bit surprised.
I mean, I kind of overdid how many I do early. I mean, usually I just do as many early because I needed the experience on Yanma. Okay, like Yanma sucks to say the least. It sucks.
It did work for you.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
were
you-
surprised.
But
you
it
had, like-
worked
you
for
had,
me
like-
because
you
it
had,
had
like, no
stab, ring
problem.
attack,
Yeah,
and Mega Horn.
Yeah, you had like no problems this race. I mean, there was like potential for you to get walled at the start, but it never really happened. You just were able to muscle through with Mega Horn, and that was good enough, really.
Yeah, and the Thunder TM from Faulkner was super helpful too because Yanma's special is a little bit higher than physical, and it unwalled me from the water types.
Wait, why is that a thing?
What?
Why is it if higher special? It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't it have higher special?
It does have higher special, yeah.
No, I'm just questioning why.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess a dragonfly hitting you with its wing wouldn't be that.
Dragonfly.
wouldn't be
I
that
don't know,
bad.
but that did a lot more
Pokemon
work
sucks.
than we expected. Um,
I'm so happy I got to run the Horseman and it actually worked out.
so Medic, what did you think about when you found that Wartortle on Headbutt only for someone else to find it?
I found the Dragonair. Yes. Let's go.
Medic, you had headbutt.
Yes.
Yeah, you got that Persian with headbutt.
I was sweet scenting in Sprout Tower and I found Wartortle and Mankey. I was like, yeah, Mankey. I was like,
found
no one's
you.
finding that.
There were
Gamer.
so many things.
Mew
There were
and
so many
Wartortle
things
were
on
there
that floor.
too.
We had Wartortle, Mew, Mankey. It was pretty
Wait,
great.
Easton, did you sweet
I
scent
believe
Sprout
also
Tower or just
Slowking-
get-
That's where I found Wartortle,
I
but the
believe
first thing I
Slowking
found
was-
was Mew.
I believe Slowking was also there, according
Wait,
to the
what was it?
dexes, but I don't think anyone
That's
saw
dumb.
it. I think it must have been probably on the top floor.
I think we have Wartortle data.
We do, but it sucks.
Yes, but yeah.
Oh, let me check.
I tried to metagame where you guys found it early and went to 46 because that's where I assumed you found it. And then I was like, you know what, this isn't working.
Was
And I
super
just went to Sprout instead.
I took one encounter on 46. It was a Charizard with sweet scent, and I was like, all right, going to Sprout.
Oh yeah, the
Treat you fire.
Charizard also on the 31, I think.
Yeah.
Fire,
30,
where-
31, 30.
Fire, did you metagame where the Mankey was, or did you have info? or
Yeah, I
something?
metagame the Mankey. I was thinking, like,
It's
I was
impressive.
okay. Here's the Charmeleon that the guy found. It was in Dark Cave. Then let's see 31. Then I checked every slot in 31. I was like, okay, if it's not here, it's definitely Sprout Tower, and I was right.
Well, you were kind of right. Didn't find Charmeleon, though.
I don't remember what time
Well,
your
that was
time
the
was,
logic.
Fire, because
I
you had
gave it-
some 140 time before you just undid it and redid it. That's okay.
Whatever. It
hardly
doesn't-
matters.
The,
But this
the
was-
total time isn't. Yeah.
It,
not quite
but
accurate
it was
anyway.
this was quite the close race, I have to say.
This
No,
was
I have to
stupid.
play-
Who
I
made
have to
it?
play
I
Thunder-
do love
Thunder
how
is
I do love how completely different it all turned out though. Usually with these races you have like at least with a race of 4 people you generally have at least 2 people running the same thing. And you guys went completely different routes. It was great.
I mean, no one else is stupid enough to run Yanma, so
I
That is true.
specifically saw the Yama, saw it had wing attack, and I just refused. It's no.
well, I learned Mega Horn at
fair,
like
can't
6 or
blame you.
7, so worked out for me.
Yeah, along with the Bellsprout.
But boy, I mean, this was definitely this was definitely quite the stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for the race, guys.
Please, guys, please give our give our runners a follow. Give my fellow commentator a follow as well. You can, if you want, you can give me a follow with the random times that that stream. But boy, this was really close. You know, everyone finishing within a couple minutes. And I did drop the log into the chat, so if you want to find wherever the heck those the Electabuzz Jinx Magmar was, you can complete the ROM.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, I'm a pass on that. That info was terrible.
Now, let us do the most important thing. Let us check our stats.
Oh yeah, true.
Right.
I was surprised how long it took for you guys to finish. Actually,
Agreed.
I had a terrible cleanup, okay? Stuff I was expecting to be available because I had 2 pieces of info on it just turned out to be in such terrible locations I had to change my plan.
Easton, I ended up evolving my War Turtle into a Blastoise to finish.
Oh my god.
I would, although Easton, I have to be a little bit surprised that you actually caught the Suicune rather than defeated it.
It was better for my path to catch it for the 330s than the defeating it because the dragon type info I had was not existent.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I found the legendary Zubat.
Yeah, we
Nice.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so-
legendary Sunflora being found by someone else as well.
Well, the
was that
Sunflower
the
was the
Suicune?
Suicune.
That was
Oh,
a
my bad.
static.
Yeah, that was the
What was the other
static.
one? Oh, the other one was
the other-
Noctowl. I don't think anyone saw Noctowl.
I had it up on the. I mentioned it earlier. I can't
Yeah,
remember
you said
exactly.
it was Noctowl. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah,
you
it was
said
Noctowl. That's what it was. Nobody found the Noctowl.
No.
It's because everyone was playing during daytime, so obviously couldn't find it.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
it. That's exactly it. It's gotta be
Yeah.
it.
Holy
right.
crap!
It cracks
Look
the
at the
code.
Yanma stats!
They actually good.
I don't think we have
Yes.
it on to the screen
Hold on.
because I've got
Let
it
me-
cropped to your game screen. So
Let me
The
just copy
legendary
this. Hold
Yanma.
on.
wow,
It's not bad at all.
that's
Alright,
pretty good. 15
holy.
We
speed.
got 10
10
DV
attack.
attack, 13 DV
That
defense,
explains a
15
lot.
DV speed, 14 DV special. Pretty good.
I mean, my War Turtle at the end of the game was not one-shotting Pokemon 20 levels lower than it, so you know it did real good.
Yeah, we thought it was interesting because you stuck with the War Turtle, but then, Medic, you fished up Raikou. and did
Fishing
instant.
shreds?
Wait, all right, can we talk about that Raikou actually? Because the Elder had a Raikou with Crunch Sacred Fire, and I was not happy.
Sorry, it was a.
Oh.
Sorry, it was an Entei. Sorry, it wasn't
It
Raikou. It was
did?
an Entei. I'm sorry, I got totally confused.
Yeah,
Elder-
the Elder did.
You mean like the Elder in Sprout or the Elder in?
Yeah, Elder and Sprout.
Oh, that didn't
Elder
matter. I didn't
Lee
do
is a
Sprout
mean
until at
guy.
the end of the game.
No, for me, it was annoying. I'd use the
Fire ended up freezing it with I think Ice Beam from
Try
Meryl or
attack.
something.
No. I think it was Try Attack because I did have.
Or
on-
did you finish it off with Meryl? You finished it off with Meryl anyway.
Yeah.
No, yeah, okay,
Fire?
maybe it was. I got headbutt from Persian. Don't know.
No,
if
you
guys
you
saw it as
frozen
well.
you frozen Omastar with Tri Attack. I remember that. You frozen Omastar with Tri Attack, and then you beat that down.
Either way, it was pretty
Okay.
crazy.
Okay, to be fair, I got screwed up by status quite a lot as well. I got paralyzed like 4 times, and all of them sucked.
That's why I put the paralyzed cure berry as my held item.
Yeah, I know, but like I decided to. You know what? I'm not gonna get it this game. I'm just gonna keep my bitter berry
Nice,
this one time. And this one time I do it, I get completely wrecked.
Nice, nice. Are we
Um,
still online or not?
Oh, we
Wait,
are, but I think everyone's starting to take their streams off.
'cause
Oops.
I'm just seeing like a VLC
Yeah, well,
at the
I
moment,
think
so that's probably a good time as any
so. Let's
to
wrap
cut
this
it
up, and
here.
then we can do it. So thank you everybody for joining us. See you
Yep.
next week at the same time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Ciao.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.